Today's episode of Film Riot is brought to you by Netflix.
Today on Film Riot Mondays, we're going to do something so horrendously different. And we're going to answer your questions. Welcome to Film Riot Mondays. I'm your host, Ryan Connolly, and I'm extremely excited because if you did not know, if you don't follow us on all our social networking sites, it might have gotten past you, that we have finally released the teaser trailer for my short film, Tell, which is a 30-minute short film. And just to wet you guys' whistle, we put up a 45-second teaser for the film that we were really excited to get up with original music from Vitaly, which you can find his YouTube page right here. He did a fantastic job on the music. It really made the trailer just go to that next level. And so far, the feedback that you guys have been giving us is really great and really encouraging. So those of you that have seen it and given us the feedback, thank you very much. We're excited that you guys are liking it. If you haven't seen it, go here to watch the trailer and tell us what you think. But now, let's get into some questions that you asked on Facebook. Hey Rara, when do you think you're going to be able to do a full-length movie? That's actually a question that I get asked often in every new project that we do that's short format. People are asking us why we're doing this instead of doing a full-length feature. And basically, I plot and plan on when and how I want to do something. And I know currently where I am at as a storyteller, and we could jump right into the deep end and do a feature-length film, but there's a few things that I want to refine first before I get there, so I know we really blow out of the water our first feature and I make exactly the film I want to make the way I want to make it. So before we do that, there's a few more projects that I want to do to try out a few things. Because when you do the short format things, it's a lot less risky than when you're doing a full feature. So you can try more things with a lot more bravery without worrying about crashing and burning so hard. And that's a really good a lesson for all filmmakers to learn, is to be honest with yourself, know where you're at, know what steps you still need to take before you jump into that deep end. That way, when you do jump into the deep end, you're ready for it and you make a really good product. Is there a difference between a DP and a cinematographer? No, they're pretty much the exact same thing. At some point, there might have been a bit of a difference, but as of now, it refers to the exact same position. The only thing that you could maybe argue that's a bit different is that sometimes they say that a cinematographer is more likely to actually be holding the camera than a director of photography is. There's some people that will say a director of photography will be the one that chooses film stock and is heavily involved in the pre-production process, but the cinematographer is not. He's more just about capturing the image. It's not really true. They're pretty much the exact same thing. Dear Film Riot crew, what are some of the things that you have filmed that you are most proud of? Specific shots or scenes? A few recent things that I'm really proud of are some of the things that we did in Tell. There's a few shots in there that were pretty ambitious for how we did them with the crew that we had, and I think we pulled them off. And why I'm so proud of them is I don't think you'll be able to figure out what I'm even talking about when you see the film, because they're pretty invisible. And you know, just like a visual effect, the best type of visual effect is the one that's invisible, the one that you don't notice because it's just a part of the story. That is the same for a really good shot. It shouldn't call too much attention to itself or kind of defeats the purpose, pulls you out of the movie. Some other stuff that I'm really proud of is I really like the cinematography and the opening of Losses and the fight scene in Losses. I was extremely proud of how it came out. It's the first fight scene we've ever done. We choreographed it very quick. We shot it in 2 hours, and I think it came out pretty good for a first go. How much pimp can a pimp walk pimp? If a pimp walk, could pimp walk pimps pimpin'? I think the pimpage in your walk is directly proportional to the pimpage in your pimp. Really? Does that make sense? So a pimp could walk as much pimp walking as a pimp walk could if a pimp walk could walk as much as a pimp. So keep the pimp strong and you're pimping fine. Right?
So that's about 3 feet.
Give or take. Ryan, will you be releasing the script for Tell once the movie is out? I don't know that I'll be releasing it online, but we may release like a special edition Blu-ray copy for whoever wants one, and the script would probably be a part of that. So maybe with that, the script will come with the Blu-ray or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. But I don't think that we'll be releasing it online, no. But you never know. I may be saying that now, but in like 2 months, you're like, Ryan, you're a liar. Here it is. We'll see. When casting for a role with no dialogue, how do you go about it? The role would be a woman trapped in a trunk of a car. When casting for someone with no dialogue, how they look is essential. So if you want the audience to really attract themselves to her, they have to have a look that's not too strong. If you want to sympathize with them, and I'm assuming if she's trapped in a trunk, you're going to want us to worry about her and want her to be okay. So you want to get somebody who, when you look at them, you just want to take care of them. They have a sweetness to them. And really the number one key thing to any actor, dialogue or no, but with no, this is more important, is the eyes. That cheesy, the eyes are the gateway to the soul, is tremendously true. It's 100% accurate. It's all about the eyes. And if she has extremely engaging eyes that pull you in, then that's the person you cast. So you're not gonna wanna cast somebody with missing teeth, obviously. So someone relatively attractive that when you look at them, you're gonna wanna take care of them, I would say. Have you ever thought about pitching movies to studios and becoming mainstream, or are you going through the independent route? Currently, I plan to go through the independent route, doing it on my own and just building as we go, but I definitely don't, I would absolutely do a studio film. I think that would be freaking amazing. I don't currently have any plans to pitch anything to a major studio, but if I had the opportunity, I definitely wouldn't turn it down. Brian Connolly, what would you say is the #1 factor that kept your career moving forward? I would just say, literally just never stop trying. If something didn't work, I would try something new. And there was pretty much 3 or 4 things that I was always doing at the same time, which was really helpful once I got to the level that I'm at now, because I'm used to multitasking and doing 5 things at once, which is a must if you become successful on your own. You're doing a multitude of things all at once. So you have to have that compartmentalized brain to be able to do all those things and do them well. So, you know, having multiple avenues going at the same time, sort of that phrasing of throwing up crap at the wall, something will stick, that sort of idea. But you know, if you make a short film and nobody likes it, well, then figure out why they didn't like it and make another one. Just never stop. Never let anything discourage you or slow you down. Just keep going. I've been using Final Cut Express for about 4 years and I pretty much mastered it. Are there any programs you would recommend to upgrade to if I have the Final Cut mindset? I guess that heavily depends on your budget. If you have a really low budget, I would say Final Cut 10 would be a good upgrade. They just did a few additions to it that make it not quite as crappy as it was before, but if you have enough money to spend, which I think is about $650, $700, I would get Adobe Premiere. It's pretty similar to how Final Cut works, but a lot better. How many pots of coffee are consumed in one production of Film Riot? There has been occasions where we have purposefully drank a lot of coffee and or energy drink to just jack our brains up and just make it nonsense, but that's not normal. I mean, usually we're just pretty hyperactive people on our own and we don't need any assistance. We kind of just get kind of hyper and the other person will get hyper and it just piggybacks onto each other until everything's just nonsense. Logo. So that was it. That was the last question. Thank you as always for sending in your questions. But going through the questions this time, we noticed that there was a lot of questions that we've already answered in the past. So if you haven't seen all of our episodes, definitely go back and check out our backlog of a ridiculous number of episodes. So your question has possibly already been dealt with violently, probably, knowing our show. Am I right?
You're right.
But that actually reminds me, speaking of you guys and us loving you, we decided to do a pretty cool promotion for you guys, just to thank you for always having our back and supporting us. So what we're gonna do with our Try On Apparel site, you know, the t-shirts that we sell and our new hoodie is whoever buys anything from now until the 20th of February is going to be entered into a random drawing to receive a Blu-ray along with whatever they purchase. It doesn't matter how many things you purchase. You can purchase just one t-shirt. You could purchase everything, it doesn't really matter. It's gonna be a random drawing where I'm gonna be giving away 5 Blu-rays, and each of them are handpicked by me. They're some of my favorite movies, and along with that Blu-ray, I'm gonna add a personal note to you on why I love this movie so much. So it's a cool thing that we're doing that we figured you guys might dig. So if you wanna be entered into the random drawing, just go here, buy anything, doesn't really matter. And we're gonna be picking names at random to also receive a Blu-ray. That's a wicked good deal there. Am I right?
It sure is, right?
That's fantastic. I love it. It's kind of like Willy Wonka, you know, with like the golden ticket.
Yeah.
Because when you get the shirt and you're like, all you're gonna do is squish it right away and you're like, no Blu-ray. That sucks. But maybe you'll be like, Blu-ray. See what I'm saying? Are you gonna be one of the 5? That's the tagline for it. Are you one of the 5? With over 23 million members, Netflix is the world's largest subscription service, instantly streaming TV episodes and movies across the internets. Netflix Unlimited members can watch a vast array of movies across devices like the Xbox 360, the PS3 console, or the Nintendo Wii console. The great thing is you can watch as many movies as you want, whenever you want, and you can cancel anytime you want. For a limited time, you can get a 30-day free trial by going to netflix.com/filmriot, and make sure you use the URL so they know we sent you, and you can get the 30-day trial and watch movies all at the same time.
Logo.
So that's it. Again, thank you all for your questions, but just as a reminder, check out the Tell teaser here if you have not seen it. Rate, comment, share, help us spread the word if you do feel so inclined and kind. Inclined and kind. Also, don't forget about the promotion we're doing to get a free Blu-ray potentially. Go here to buy something and possibly receive one of my favorite movies and my little notesies of, hey, I like this movie because. But I'll see you guys next time. Until then, be safe and watch good movies. I spin, and I spin like this.